Hello guys, welcome back to Perfect PCO. Today we're going to be talking about restricted access areas. For those who don't know, the restricted access areas are the areas that are colored in this bluey / grey color. Those are the restricted areas. So wherever you see this, anywhere on the map, this specific color, it is restricted access. We're going to clear up all the cans and can'ts and do's and don'ts of the restricted access areas, so that hopefully after this video you guys will have a clear understanding of what you can and can't do in regards to these areas. Before we go into this, guys, check the promo codes that are at the bottom of your screen. Those are promo codes for PCO London's training courses. There's one there, promo code James5, which is for the online mock test, as you can see just next to my head. The original price is $24.99, but with the promo code you will receive a discount on that. And if you use the promo code James10, you will get a discount on the route planning training. As you can see at the bottom there, it says £99, but with the promo code you will get a discount on that also. The great thing about PCO London is they use this exact same software that TFL use for the exam. So I highly recommend that you purchase one of those. And the software that I'll be using for these videos, that I'll be using for my training, is also the exact same software that TFL use and PCO London use. A lot of people actually don't know that everyone else on YouTube are not using, so you definitely have more of an upper hand practicing with this one. So guys, as you can see here is a mock exam question. This is exactly how you'd see it laid out in the exam, so try and get familiar with the way this looks. Now, a lot of people were confused with if you accidentally go onto a restricted access area, is whether it will be 0 points or whether you'll get marks knocked off, or whether you'll just lose points. The fact of the matter is, guys, if you use any of the restricted access roads, you'll get 0 points instantly. Let's go to the most easily identifiable restricted access area, which is Oxford Street. That would be this area here. At no point in any exam question can you draw your line draw your route going through these areas. There are roads crossing and interchanging Oxford Street which are perfectly fine to use. For example, this New Bond Street. If you were coming from Wigmore Street during an exam question, let's just say we're imagining that we're going towards a destination now where we need to get the other side of Oxford Street. This yellow road here, New Bond Street, is perfectly fine to cross. Even though you've crossed Oxford Street, which is a restricted access area, it is not coloured or shaded grey, so therefore it's perfectly fine to use. The same with any of these other roads. See here, these white roads from Hanover Square going straight through to Cavendish Square. This is perfectly fine for you. This is a perfectly fine route for you to take as well. And obviously you can see an A road, Regent Street, over here as well, which is also perfectly fine to take. So long as you do not go on the shaded area, you are fine. Now, there's other small bits. So for example, if we're coming from Marble Arch, imagine we're coming from Marble Arch and we want to get to Wigmore Street. So traveling along, we've just come onto Oxford Street, and there is half of the road is shaded grey and half isn't, which means that you cannot travel through this half shaded area to turn here to reach Wigmore Street, because the area is shaded in grey. Because the area is shaded in grey, that means that part right there is restricted access. However, imagine we were coming from Wigmore Street. So we're traveling down Wigmore Street here. We're turning left onto Orchard Street and we want to go towards Marble Arch. We can take this route because our side of the road, remember, we're driving on the left hand side, so our side of the road is not restricted. But as I showed you before, going in the opposite direction, driving on the left towards Wigmore, our side of the road is restricted. Therefore, you cannot travel in that direction. To access Wigmore Street from here, you would have to take the left onto Portman Street and then take the right through Portman Square and so on. There's more of these areas here where the road's only half shaded, and I'll show you where now. What I'm about to do now is perfectly fine if you wanted to do it. The reason why it gets confusing is because parts of Tottenham Court Road are shaded grey and parts aren't, but you can weave your way in and out of those if needed. For example, imagine our destination was here on this road, B506. Imagine our destination marker was on the B, and we are coming from A400. Now we're gonna have to cross Tottenham Court Road here. But just because you see restricted access areas doesn't mean you have to avoid it totally. If you can manage to weave your way through there without touching any restricted access areas, then that would be perfectly fine. So we're going to start here from A400, come down Torrington, which is a one-way road. Now we want to get to the B from, remember we want to get to here, the B from B506. So as you can see here, we are able to weave our way through Tottenham Court Road, avoiding any restricted access areas for us to reach our destination. Now that, guys, is perfectly fine. Even though you see shaded grey areas on Tottenham Court Road, you have still avoided the restricted access areas. So the main message to get across in this video is, so long as you steer clear and you do not pass through any shaded grey areas, you are fine. The moment you do pass through a shaded grey area, that will be 0 points for that question. And that goes for any areas like this, guys. As you see in Regent's Park, you cannot travel through any of those restricted access areas there. The same goes for Hyde Park. In the exam, you cannot pass through any of the restricted access areas here, which again are those coloured in grey. So I hope that's cleared that up for you guys. If there's any questions you have regarding that, put them in the comments and I'll answer those, and I'll answer any questions you have. Also, guys, let me know if you have any suggestions for the next topic you want me to cover, any areas of difficulty you guys may have, and I'll happily cover those. Thank you very much, guys. See you next time.